Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be learning how to play Believer by Imagine Dragons. This is a very popular song and it is highly requested by you guys. So let's start. So let us learn the intro of the song. So the intro is very easy. It's just one note played in 3 different octaves. Let me give you a preview. If you have heard the song, you would remember that this part is with clapping and stamping. So it's quite easy. It's only one note. So the note is A sharp in 3 different octaves. So this is the middle C. And we come down a little bit to A sharp. This is our middle A sharp. Let's go up 1 octave. This is our high A sharp. Let's go down 1 octave. This is our lower A sharp. So how we play it is we play the lower one, the middle one, then the higher one, and then when we come back we play the middle one 3 times, then the lower one, then the middle one only once, then the upper one. So the basic idea of this is when we move up an octave we play the middle one only once. But when we come down the octave, we play the middle A sharp 3 times. So this goes something like this. It's quite simple, and let's move on to our very popular and very catchy verse part. So let's have a preview. So this was our first part of the verse. So let's learn how to play this. So in this whole song, we have only 3 chords. And the 3 chords are A sharp minor, which is A sharp, C sharp and F. Then we have F sharp major, which is F sharp, A sharp and C sharp. Then we have F major, which is F, A and C. Let's learn how to play the right hand of our first part. So it goes something like this. A sharp, F, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F, D sharp, C sharp, A sharp, G sharp. Then we repeat. So we can repeat this with the left hand as well. Let's learn how to play that. This is quite simple because if we know when to play the chord with the right hand at which note, we can easily play the song. So let's look at that once again. So when we play A sharp, we play the A sharp minor chord. When we complete playing once of the right hand first part, we move on to the next chord and A sharp together. So after this C sharp, when we go back to the D sharp and then the F, the higher ones, then we switch to the third chord. So we can look at it once again. You can play in slow if you want. You can slow down the video. This was quite simple. So let's look at the second part of the verse. let's look at how to play the right hand part of the second part of the verse. So we start at A sharp because we have stopped at G sharp in the first part. So we start at A sharp, then A sharp, C sharp, A sharp, the higher one, then F. And after this F, we stop for a little bit, a little amount of time. We take a little bit of rest, and then we play D sharp, C sharp, A sharp, G sharp, A sharp. So if we started at A sharp, we end at A sharp. So this was that. If we repeat it once, when we repeat it the second time, we don't play the F, we play the A. So to put it together, we play this. Now with the left hand, we can learn at which moment to play the chords. So let's start A sharp chord with A sharp, of course. A sharp with the F sharp. Then when we play the last A, the alternation, we play the F. So this was the second part of the verse. Now, if you ask me, why did you play like this in the preview? This is what we call an alternation or alternate pattern of chords. So we take some notes, a few notes, and we alternate between some patterns. So since I want to keep this relatively simple, let's look at how to play them. So if we keep it simple, take the first chord, take the first two notes of the chord, and then we can play it in alternation. So we start at A sharp and then C sharp. So alternate between them, something like this. The second chord is this. Now we don't take the first two parts. You could do it, the first two notes, but we do first and third, which is F sharp and C sharp. And then the last chord is this. But we don't do the first and third. We do the second and third in this. So you have to know that we have to play at what rhythm to make it sense with our right hand. So let's divide our entire song or entire rhythm in 16 equal parts. In 16 parts, the first chord accounts for the 8 parts, and then the second chord does 4 parts, and the last chord does also 4 parts. So you ask, how is this relevant? So if you alternate, then you have to know how many times to play each note, for how long. So we have 2 notes in each chords, so the amount of times we have to play each note, then total notes become twice that. So we have to play 8 times these 2 notes. So in total it's 16 notes, and then the second part is 4 times. So in total it would be 8 notes. And then the third is similar to the second. So when we play this alternation with our right hand, let's see how it goes. So if you are facing some problem with this, I recommend you do only the 3 block notes in the chord and not the alternation. But if you can do it, please try it because it sounds better. So let's move on to our main bridge part. So let's have a preview of the bridge. So this was our bridge. So let's learn how to play these. So I recommend the block chords in this part as I myself struggle a little bit with the alternation part in the chords in the left hand. So let's see what is the right hand for this. It's really simple, only 3 notes, but you have to keep in mind how many times to play those. So for convenience sake, if you have heard the song, then please, with your own intuition, play how many times each note as you want. But keep in mind that which note comes after which note. So the first one is this, A sharp. Then C sharp. Then C. So with A sharp we play the A sharp chord. Then the F sharp with the C sharp. Then the F with C. Now together they would sound something like this. You can repeat this once more and we stop here at the C. This is the end of our bridge, and let's learn how to play the chorus. So here's the preview of the chorus. So we start with this. So the preview starts here. So this was the first part of the chorus. So let's learn how to play these. So yeah, the only 3 chords, the same ones, but there is a slight altercation. When we stopped at this note, the middle C, in our previous part, so after this we have to play the expanded form of our first chord. So our first chord was this, and our primary note was A sharp. So we have to play the bigger A sharp chord, which is A sharp, F and A sharp. So we put our pinky on the A sharp, index on the F and thumb on the A sharp. So this is the big brother of our triad chord. So we have to learn this chord once. This is the same chord but it's a little bit different. So what we did is we played this, and then to connect the bridge with the chorus we do a little bit of a riff if you want. So it sounds something like this. So what we do is we take our hand and then we slide it across from the highest note till wherever you like, but before this chord starts. So before this lower A sharp you have to stop anywhere that you want, something like this. And as soon as you take your hand or finger off the last note that you played in this riff, you have to play the A sharp chord. So you can practice this, and it's quite simple. It's just you have to slide your finger across, and after this let's learn the right hand of the first part. So the right hand is quite simple. So after this you can play it as one octave or multiple octaves if you want. So I play it in multiple octaves, but for your sake of learning, I'll play it in one octave. So it's something like this. Now this was quite simple. Let's learn how to play this. So it's A sharp as we start. So A sharp, C sharp, C sharp, A C, A sharp, C sharp, C sharp, C, A sharp, A sharp, C sharp, C sharp, C, A. So if you have heard the song, this is the most catchiest part of the song. So it's something like this. Again. So after when we play, we have to stop a little bit and then we have to play this at the last. So between these two parts, there's a little bit of gap. You have to remember that. Let's see which chord to play at which time in the left hand. So yeah, we start with this riff. Then we play our first chord and the A sharp together. So we play something like this. So the A sharp chord with the A sharp note. Then before we rest, at the resting part, we play the C sharp and the F sharp chord. Then we take the rest, and after the rest, we play this. And before we end at the A, we play the F with the A. So to recap, it's something like this. I recommend playing it something like this. Since we are playing the left hand chords fewer times, there is a little bit of gap in between when we play the left hand. So to fill those gaps, you can play the same chords multiple times or in a different way, whatever you want. You can also make it a little bit beautiful if you want. Anything goes. You can play with it, you can do whatever you want, but keep and remember the chords and how to play the right hand. The right hand stays the same. If you want to tweak it a little bit, you can try on your own, but try to stick to this. So let's learn how to play the second part of the chorus. So the preview is something like this. This is quite simple. The second part is actually very simple. If you ignore the multiple octaves I played, then this is very simple. The first chord is A sharp chord. Then we finished at A. We go up to D sharp. And then we play this A sharp chord with D sharp, F, F, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F, and with this F we play this next note, and then F, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, C sharp. It sounds something like this. Yeah, this is quite simple. You can play this after we play the first part with this. You can join them, and we have finished our chorus. So with this, we have primarily finished all the parts and we have learned how to play the song. If you want to play the full song, you can just join all the parts with this and repeat it as you want, as the song recommends. Whatever you do, I wish you all the best. This was a very simple Yet a little bit challenging for beginners, I assume, song, but it's one of the most popular songs according to me, and it's quite easy for its popular demand. So before I wrap up the video, I would like you to remember that you can also do alternation between the bigger chords and the shorter chords, the triad chords. So you can do something like this. It adds a little bit of flavor in the chord section, but if you want to do this, you can do something like this. You can play with it, you can do whatever you want, and yeah, have fun, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day and take care. See ya.